Is 28 Years Later a modern horror masterpiece? Okay, that's probably a bit of a stretch. But the more that I've sat with the film, the more that I've thought about the narrative of it, the more I kind of like it and appreciate it. And I'm kind of curious what other people's thoughts on like the overall themes and messaging of this film is, because for me, the way that I'm thinking about it right now is that at its core, this is a film about, yes, isolation, which the first film definitely explored as well, but also about what happens when communities wall themselves off and only engage with what fits their ideology. And we see this with this village, this town that's been created on this island, and how they've just completely walled themselves off from everything else out there in the world. And I'm not saying that they're like in the wrong for doing that, but I think this film is asking really interesting questions about the potential consequences of that as well. Like, when does that go too far? I know some of the criticism with this film is around Spike, and it's like, why would this kid who starts off being really scared at the beginning of the film would then decide to go out with his mother and venture and find this like random guy out in the woods who other people have told him is bad? And like, I get it, I understand the critique. I guess for me, when I was watching the film, like, I kind of got it. Like, I kind of understood that this is a kid who is just having the realization that things aren't exactly as it seems. Kind of realizing that really the only way that he can hope to save his mother is by going out and trying to find some other solution. And Danny Boyle and Alex Garland and the other people behind the creative team of this movie are very much setting up this idea that communication is broken. I've said this in my review that this film very much feels like a response to everything that we experienced in the world during 2020. And again, just this feeling of isolation and this kind of eerie feeling that like we're not being told the whole truth about everything. And maybe there is good intentions behind that, maybe there's not. And again, that kind of survival instinct of people choosing to engage with other people or media that solidifies whatever beliefs or ideology that they already have, because that is what is most comforting. And yes, the gang at the end, it's bizarre, it's cartoonish, but maybe that's the point, because it's a twisted image of people who have learned to like killing, which seems to be directly opposite of Ralph Fiennes' character. And it seems like where this film is going to go is having a character like Spike who is going to have to navigate these two extremes. Also, the point about the infected who seem to be forming communities now and even reproducing, that introduces some huge moral questions, right? And again, this idea around like who is human, who is other, and who gets to decide that. All in all, to say that I feel like this film very much is a reflection of our times now, but there's a lot to work with here. I'm intrigued. Let me know your thoughts on 28 Years Later and where this franchise is going in the comments down below.